talking about that because Kobe won his first chip against you in the Indiana Pacers back, and I know it's still kind of. He dropped 61 on you too when you was with the Knicks.
Kobe had a lot of big nights.
Yeah, big nights against you, man. And we still talking about the myth, man. It's still hard to believe that he's gone, man. And then Gayle King, you know, under fire, bro. You know, the interview she did with Lisa Leslie. Y'all see that interview? You didn't see it? Oh, yeah. She brought up the whole rape allegations that happened back in 2003, and Twitter, black people just let her have it. Snoop was going off on her. Yeah. Bill Cosby from jail.
He did?
Really? Went off on Gayle King.
Oh, really?
Yes. Went off. Reached out to Snoop and basically said, what's she doing, disrespecting black men? Anyway, here's how Gayle tried to explain the situation.
I'm embarrassed and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring.
So she's saying it was taken out of context. CBS is actually backing what she said, basically saying, yes, the whole interview was taken out of context, but is that explanation good enough?
Mike,
go ahead.
Black people got to stop cooning, man.
Ooh, got to.
You know what I mean? And she's a coon to me.
Ooh.
Because at the end of the day, you know, we're not talking about Harvey Weinstein. What's the other dude from back in the day who married his
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. We ain't talking about him. You know what I mean? But we want to bring up this black, beautiful man that just died, and she want to sit up here and lie. She even made it worse to me. What you think about that, Rashad?
She slandered his name. I mean, talking about a legend, you throw him under the bus. You know, I felt the impact. And it was just down. I was reading about it all this morning actually, and then I was like happy to see like, you know, Snoop comment, you know, a lot of
Boosie comment,
a lot of celebrities.
It was harsh, wasn't it?
Yeah, everybody going in on Gayle King right now. Al, of course, you played against Kobe. You know him very well. What did you think about the whole situation? We'll talk about his death in a second, but what did you think about the whole situation with Gayle King, a journalist, I guess trying to do her job in a sense, but also asking an inappropriate question at the moment?
Yeah, I thought it was whack. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that she's, you know, respected enough, you know, at her, you know, the organization which she had with CBS where, you know, they couldn't force her to ask a question like that, especially at a time like this. You know what I'm saying? You think about, you know, his daughter was with him when he passed and all the other people that was affected, and it's just like, what is the purpose? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, he's not here to defend himself if that was the case, but, you know, that case has happened so long ago and it's been beyond him and everyone, and like, you're bringing up something so negative, you know what I'm saying, when obviously people were being so positive towards him and what he was as an athlete and what he evolved to after, you know, after he left the game.
Yeah, but you hear her explanation, CBS, I mean, took it out of context or whatever. Maybe she shouldn't have even brought it up, period. You know, a lot of people are saying, you know, media, you know, because I understand I'm a journalist, I've been on both sides of the fence, talked about that yesterday. But if she would have worded it in a way of like, hey, people have said that your legacy is his legacy is tarnished because of that, and left it at that, do you think that would have been okay?
It would have been I believe it would have been a little bit better, but it's still like, that was something that could have been asked while he was living, while he was still here. You know what I'm saying? Just to say that while he's gone, it was completely like just disrespectful to, you know, to who he was, the legacy he left behind, and his family. You know, he still got brothers, sisters, a mom and a dad here. So, you know, just I can only imagine like for you know, either one of us to go in there and our parents hear somebody say something like that, especially on the type of level she's on and who she is as a person. So, you know, it was completely disrespectful, and I don't, you know, maybe it would have been a little bit better, but it's still like you said what you said, and you can't take that back.
I got to ask a personal question, Donny, because, you know, see, I'm a sportscaster, journalist, you know, for making this transition right now, but I talk to you guys all the time, right? So I'm doing interviews with you. And then there might be times when I might have to ask something that you don't want to talk about. As an athlete, school us, school the media, what do you think is the best approach to doing something like that, bringing up something that might not be as positive, but we still have to do our job?
Good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, ask the question. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I just think that this situation is totally different than if something in real time. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's your job to ask that question. Now it's on us as the athlete to answer it the way we want to. You know, we control our narrative at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would say as advice, ask the question. You know what I'm saying? And leave the onus on us. And I always say, like, you know, if you don't want to have to answer tough questions, don't do stupid things.
But the thing is, Mike is so seasoned Mike ain't gonna ask no stupid shit like
Well,
that.
I've asked some stupid shit.
No, Mike, listen, Mike. I believe you're not gonna ask nothing about no dead man.
Well, no,
because
I'm not yet.
The rules of the game is when you dead, you let the dead man rest because he can't speak for himself. You know what I mean? So for her to do that was very inconsiderate, and she wasn't thinking about none of the family, and she wasn't thinking about the parents.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She knows she's cooning because if you wasn't cooning, let's talk about Harvey Weinstein. You kissing all on him. You're taking big pictures with him. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about them. Let's let a spade be a spade. To me, her and Oprah are cooning because they got that paper. They think they can do anything. But we as Black America, we're going to bring you back down to your size and let you know you can't do that to our people like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
That's real talk. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about that, man, the cycle that we have, though. I mean, like, understand the past that, you know, Gayle is associated with Oprah and the whole thing with Russell Simmons and, of course, the Michael Jackson. Gayle even interviewed R. Kelly. She did a good job with that R. Kelly situation. But now there's a cycle. So she makes a mistake, a bad mistake. She owns up to it. But now Black people basically want to cancel her. Now,
Who, Gayle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh? Well, they tried to explain the situation or whatnot. When does that start? Are we fighting the fight? Because it's almost like black on black crime. I know it's a Black journalist and I know it's a Black situation or whatever, and Kobe's a beloved athlete, but are we kind of making it worse because everybody's jumping on her right now and not leaving it alone?
Because we have to whoop our own people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to school our own people. It's like we don't like white people schooling us. You know, when it comes to something, because this is an inner family thing.
Yeah.
So we might forgive her.
Will we forgive her?
We'll forgive her.
We forgive. We're compassionate people.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
Okay.
I believe we'll definitely forgive, but I just think it just, like right now, like everything what's going on in the world and society and everything, it was just bad timing. You know what I'm saying? Especially for us Black people, you know? So she'll definitely be forgiven. Like you said, we compassionate people. And
the other thing I think is, like, you know, when you look at what happened with Kobe, right? To me, it felt like it brought Black families together.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was supposed to go to the Super Bowl, right? But, you know, I looked at my daughters and, you know, Kobe's accident happened right outside of my gate. I live in Calabasas. You know what I'm saying? So I saw, like, the fire, you know, that morning. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it made me hold my family a lot tighter. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of families grab their families, you know what I'm saying? So then we go from that to her trying to slander him. You know what I'm saying? We have to step up and we have to say something. And we need to troll her and we need Snoop. You know, like he said, she needs to get whooped. And she needs to get whooped from our community.
That's right.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So that she can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she feels it.
I understand that. I understand that.
But on the flip side, Mike, we will forgive her if she just come out and say, I apologize, I'm sorry, because like he said, we are compassionate people. We'll forgive her. You know what I'm saying?
And she's still got a long career ahead of her, and she's done a lot of good things for our Black society as well. I got to ask you, man, because you had some battles against Kobe, you know him very well and whatnot. By the way, they're going to have a memorial for Kobe and Gianna on the 24th of this month, which,
At the Coliseum?
No, Staples.
It's
I thought it was
for all the
Coliseum
victims.
because the Staples
was too small.
But I just want to ask you, just like, you know, the legacy and how you'll remember the man who is Kobe.
Yeah, I will remember him as being the bar.
The bar.
He was the bar.
He set the bar.
Like, he was the guy we all wanted to match his intensity.
Not Michael.
My era.
Okay.
Mike was retiring.
Michael was retiring. Yeah, okay.
Then he came in, he was young, you know what I mean? And when he started that Mamba mentality thing, like, we all measured ourselves against him, you know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that he was coming in town or he's ready to play against him, like, you know, you probably got some extra sleep that night. You know what I'm saying? You probably ate more carbs so you had more energy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the one thing I always remember, like, you know, when I think about, like, seriously, like, my relationship with him, like, it was a relationship of, like, you know, F Kobe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck Kobe, period. You know what I'm saying? And when he died, I couldn't believe the way it affected me. And I realized how much, you know, what he brought out of me, you know, as a player. You know what I'm saying? And that was my connection.
Right.
And that was the reason why I felt the way I felt when I heard the news.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of players felt that way because we never, you know, he sacrificed friendships with us to be great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't care that we didn't like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we was always chasing him. And I think that's that relationship or that correlation is why, you know, I think that, you know, the NBA as a whole, all the players, all the guys that competed against him, his teammates, at that time you had to respect and realize like what he really meant to the game.
You know, it's crazy about that whole what you just said right there, because if you remember when Kobe was playing, he didn't have a lot of friends.
No.
He didn't have a lot of friends in the NBA, and outside the Laker organization, outside the Laker fans, a lot of people didn't like Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? Because of his mentality, because I heard women call him arrogant and things like that. But what we found out in his death, like you just mentioned, you might not have liked him, realized you liked him, but you respected him the whole time. And when he died, like you said, and I talked about it on the show, it felt like a family member died. When you first heard the news, man, like tears started coming down my eyes automatically. I'm like, why am I crying like this? I knew covered him or whatnot, but I didn't know he had that effect on me. I had that much love for him on the inside.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
I was the same. I didn't cry, but I was like, damn. You know what I mean? You like a family member had died. You know what I mean? Like, because when you went to a Laker game, man, he gave you everything you got every night. You know what I mean? And just the type of person he was, man. You know, if he was arrogant, he was arrogant.
Yeah,
but he was an incredible basketball player and a family man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the main thing.
I think that was the thing too. You know, last to touch on is his daughter piece. You know what I mean? I think that after the game is when we realized he was a human being. Right. He was human just like us. He wasn't that mamba like we all thought he was. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you know, broke down a lot of barriers for us, you know, to see inside of who he really was, and you know, his beautiful daughter and like the way she played just like him and all that. It was a lot to take in. You know what I'm saying? For the
Everybody
world.
was dope, like just about like off the court too. You know, just writing those little plays and stuff like that. And then what he had going on with the Mamba Academy and all that stuff, that was dope. So you know, that's what really like touched me as well too.
Yeah, I think that's the saddest part. The things that were still yet to come for Kobe Bryant. This man won an Oscar last year, so we'll always remember him. Meanwhile, let's move on. Of course, Super Bowl was on Sunday. Of course, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. They had their parade yesterday. Yeah, okay, some Chiefs fans. Somebody from Kansas City this month. Okay, rare. Okay, but the anthem was played. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Blue, y'all saw this. TMZ caught him sitting down. Jay-Z actually explained like, nah, it wasn't a silent protest. He basically said, I was just in artist mode. He and B was just making sure everything went well, and they wouldn't even put Blue in that type of situation. Well, now he's getting heat from both sides because the people that love the anthem think he was being disrespectful, and then black people like, well, that's your explanation? We thought you was finally down with Cap. I mean,
right.
So now you're getting it. So, Eli, what you thinking about it, man?
I don't know. I Jay-Z's personally one of my favorite. Well, he is my favorite rapper. I respect everything he do, his business moves and everything like that. And just like you said, I don't think that that he would bring his daughter into that type of situation.
Right.
You know, social media is crazy nowadays. So I don't think he would have like Instagram and Twitter and everybody just trolling his daughter or his family. So I definitely believe that he was just in the artist mode and just, because he runs that.
Yeah, Rock Nation ran the pregame and the halftime.
So yeah, I believe that he was just definitely like locked in and keyed in on what was, was supposed to be going on, what he had to do. So I don't think he was, I mean, that would have been cool if he was protesting, a silent protest, but, I don't think that he would put his family in that type of situation.
Rashad, you guys are playing in the NFL, of course. Everybody talks about NFL players and putting y'all in that situation. Rashad, I mean, like you've been in the league a couple of years. You've both been in the league a couple of years. When Cap decided to kneel and then other players started kneeling with him, a lot of people getting upset because everybody wasn't kneeling. Did y'all feel that heat? Did you feel the tension? Like if one of your teammates knelt, did people in the community start saying, well, how come you're not supporting your teammate if somebody on your team is kneeling?
Well, first I played with the Seahawks, so I feel like the organization and the community bond well. So I mean, and that's because of Coach Carroll. So I mean, if somebody kneel, then that's on their behalf. Yeah. But we'll still support them. And then like in the other case, if they don't, then we all just stand out there for the national anthem, respect it. But other than that, I think Coach Carroll does an amazing job of just going off of his players' views.